So the next topic 3.2, it is silk. Okay. So what is silk? It is a natural fiber. What is it? It is a natural fiber that you get from silkworm. Yes, you have also seen your mother's silk saris. Yes, these are very shiny. Therefore, these really fascinate so many people. Yes, these are shiny and lustrous. Their material is so fine. Yes, this silk material can trap heat. Traps heat also. So you can wear it in winter seasons. Yes, you don't feel cool during the winter season. So next is, it is shiny and it is also soft also. Now what we are going to study is the life history of silk, that how we get silk. Yes, firstly, sericulture. It is the term that you should all know. What its meaning? Rearing and management. Rearing and management of silkworm. Silkworm to get silk. So we get silk from the silkworm. The rearing and management of silkworm to get silk is called sericulture. Yes. So it is all about the introduction of silkworm or silk. Okay. Now we will discuss the life history of silk. Please pay attention to this. It is really important. Life history. Okay, of silkworm. Yes. Now, what is the first step in the adult silk moth? Female. Okay, it lays eggs on the leaf. Okay, these eggs will convert into larva. May please mute all the students. I am voicing echo. So the female moth has laid eggs. Yes. So these eggs are converted into larva. Okay. This larva is also called caterpillar. Yes, it is also called caterpillar or silkworm. Yes, it is also called silkworm. Okay. So what will it do? It will feed on these mulberry leaves. Okay, and eat for 1 month. What it do? It will eat the mulberry leaves for 1 month, and it will grow in its size. Its size increases. Yes. So when the size increases, then the caterpillar enters to the next stage, that is pupa. Okay, it only enters into the state of pupa. So what happens in this state, that the pupa makes a start making a covering around it. Okay, this is pupa. Okay, and it start forming a covering around it. This covering is called cocoon. The pupa is inside the cocoon. Okay, the outer covering is called cocoon. And how it makes the cocoon, what it do, it will move its head in the 8 manner. You know the number 8? So in this manner it moves his head. Okay, its head. So what happens? The head secretes protein. For example, it is moving his head in this side. So it start. For example, this is a silkworm. Okay, it is the head of the. What it do? It start making a cocoon around it. Yes. So the silkworm is into it in this. Okay, what happens when it made the covering, that is called cocoon? Then what happens? Then when this covering comes in contact with air, yes, it gets hard. What type of material it forms? Hard material. When it comes with the contact with the air. Okay. So what happens? For example, it is the pupa that is inside the cocoon. So it has made the cocoon. Now it is resting. While making this, it is at rest position. It does not move. Okay. So in this stage, the organs develop. In this stage, the organs develop. Because the pupa is not moving. Yes. Then it forms a. Then the organ develops. Then what is happening? Then the pupa that is there in the cocoon breaks the cocoon. Okay, and flies away. This is the silk moth that we get again from this cocoon. For example, it is closed in the beginning. What happens? The silkworm or pupa stage come adult silk moth because the organs are now developed. Okay, it comes out and it flies. Okay, so it is the adult silk moth. Similarly, again this adult silk moth gives eggs, then forms larva or caterpillar, then it forms a covering around it that get hard with the contact in air. Yes, this. Then when the pupa is totally developed, okay, then the stage comes when the pupa that is present is now totally organized. Yes, then it is made in the form of silk moth. Then it breaks the covering and fly away. This process again and again is repeated. Okay. Now what happens to the cocoon that left? Okay, this cocoon gives us silk fibers. Silk fibers. Yes, and which is used to make a silk fabric. Silk fabric. So it is the whole silk is obtained from the silkworm. Mulberry leaves plays an important role. Okay, mulberry means शहतूत. शहतूत का पेड़ जिसमें in the local language we call तूतियां. Okay, these are they on mulberry leaves, their fruit It is of a berry-like structure. This type of fruit is there on the mulberry berry. Okay. It is mostly dark in color, that is purple or darkest purple, dark purple. Okay. Now, so coming to the life history of silk, you are it is all yes, Pranvi. There is any doubt? We will take the doubts at the end. Before firstly we will discuss the whole process. Okay. Now there is a one thing also that the head of the larva is secreting a protein, therefore it is making a suffering. Okay, it is secreting a protein that gets when it comes in contact with the air. Okay, so you will read the life history of a silk moth. Yes. So can you imagine that the soft silk yarn is as stronger as comparable to steel? So the silk yarn is also strong as the thread of the steel. Okay. We get the silk yarn from where we are getting. We get the silk fibers. Then we twist the fibers and make a yarn. From that yarn we will form fabric. Okay, what is yarn? That when the two fibers are twisted together, then it will form a yarn, and then from that yarn fabric is made. Okay. Now there are different varieties of silk moths are there. Okay, there is not a single type. The most common is the mulberry silk moth, but there are other silk moths also. Yes, so the quality as the silk moth differs, so the quality of the silk also differs. Okay, you are getting my point. For example, there are so many other types of silk also is there. For example, tussar silk, muga silk and kosa silk. These are obtained from different types of silk moths. Okay, the most common is the mulberry silk moth. So the silk fiber that we get from the cocoon, yes, this silk fiber is very soft and lustrous. Lustrous means shiny. Yes, you have seen silk at your home. Okay, and it is elastic in nature, that you can, for example, you can stretch it. ठीक है, ये इतनी जल्दी टूटेगा नहीं, इलास्टिक है, वहीं पे फिर आ जाएगा. Okay, and it can be dyed into different colors. You can give different colors to it also. Yes, clear? Now I have also discussed about sericulture, that the rearing of silk, rearing and management of silkworm. Yes, one important thing, that silk was discovered by China. Okay, Chinese people have had discovered this silk, but what they have done, they have kept it secret for a long time. 100 of years उन्होंने इसको secret ही रखा, किसी को बताया नहीं. Okay, then so many attempts are made. Okay, and nowadays artificial silk is also there. Okay, because this silk is very costly, that we get from silkworm, it is very costly. So nowadays artificial silk is also used, that is called rayon. Okay, so sericulture or culture of silkworms is a very old occupation in India. It is given in your book. India produces plenty of silk on a commercial scale. That also India also produces silk. Clear to all? Now, come to the next topic, from cocoon to silk. what is happening now that we get cocoon, then how we get fiber or silk fabric from it. Okay, now we will discuss about that. So open page number 30. I am rubbing this. Okay. Now the next topic is from cocoon to silk. Yes. Now that what we will discuss that how we are obtaining cocoon silk from the cocoon. Yes. We have discussed the hard covering that surrounds the pupa. It is called cocoon. Yes, in which the pupa develops into a moth. Inside the cocoon, the pupa converts into moth. So, for obtaining silk, moths are reared and their cocoons are collected to get silk threads. So the same procedure takes place. We get cocoons of the silk worm. Yes. Now, what the silkworm does, it lays hundreds of eggs. It lays hundreds of eggs. Yes. These eggs are collected on a cloth or paper. Yes. For example, I have collected it now. These are the eggs of a silk worm. Okay. Now, then it is sold to the farmers. Then it is given to the farmers. Okay. So, what farmers do, they give certain conditions to the silkworm. Sorry, to these eggs. Okay, these are the eggs that are collected. So the condition is, what is the condition? That the hygienic conditions and the temperature and humidity is also regulated. Temperature and humidity. These both are also regulated. Yes. So when the temperature is high, what happens? These eggs get warmness. Okay, these get warmness, and due to this warmness, these converted into larva. Firstly, in the life history, we have discussed only about what is going on, and in this we are know about how eggs are converted into the larva. What are the conditions? You are getting my point? We are coming in depth of the topic now. Yes, so I told you that listen carefully because the whole thing is applicable to this topic. Yes, so what the warmness do, it helps to hatch the larva from the eggs. Okay. Now these larvae are placed on mulberry leaves. Okay, so there is larva. अब ये लार्वा क्या करता है? कितनी देर वहां पे खाता रहता है डे एंड नाइट. इट ईट ओके, मलबरी लीव्स को खाता ही रहता है. ठीक है ना. फिर हो जाता है बड़ा और मोटा, लंबा भी हो जाता है. ठीक है ना. देन देयर इज व्हाट द लार्वा डूज, इट ईट्स द मलबरी लीव्स. यस, सो देयर इज increase in size. पूरा डे एंड नाइट क्या है मलबरी लीव्स, mulberry leaves. So after the 20 to 25 to 30 days it stop eating. Okay, now his stomach is fulfilled now. The larva stops eating the mulberry leaves. Okay, now what is happening? A bamboo plate is taken, is not visible. So students, I am rubbing this. Okay, it is clear to all that lay eggs paper पे duck lay eggs are placed on cloth or paper. Hygienic conditions are there. Temperature and humidity are regulated. And on mulberry leaves, it eats the mulberry leaves and its size get increases. So now larva is collected on bamboo. Okay. So it is written on your book, after 25 to 30 days the caterpillar stop eating and move to a tiny chamber of bamboo in the tray to spin cocoons. What happens? There is a cocoon, sorry, it is larva. Okay, then it starts making cocoon. I am just taking one example of the larva. There are so many that are present on the bamboo plate or box that is there. Okay, so the caterpillar or larva develops the cocoon, but it forms cocoon. Yes, now the cocoon is made. Next step that comes is processing of silk. This cocoon you have made. Yes, now you have to convert into fibers. The next step that is done is that the cocoons are placed under or kept under sun. Okay, or these are boiled in water. Boiled. कोकून्स को ऐसे ही क्या करना है, सन में या बॉइल करने के लिए रख देना है. ठीक है, और these can also be exposed to steam also. Exposed to steam. Yes, so the process of taking the threads from the cocoon for use of silk is called reeling. Now here, what happens when we put them into the boiled water or exposed to the steam, then fibers start coming from it. We collect these fibers. Okay, the process of taking threads from the cocoon to make threads from cocoon to make silk fiber. To make silk fiber is called reeling. Okay, this is clear to you all. But one thing important is there, that what they do, the cocoon contains the pupa also. Yes. Okay. When we put these pupa into boiled water or exposed to steam, then it will die. Yes, it will die. So what the farmers or the person who rear the silkworm, what they do, they store some pupa, they collect some cocoon so that silkworm can be prepared. Okay, silk moth भी फिर वहीं से आएगा, इसलिए वो क्या करते हैं, कोकून थोड़े से उनको बॉईल कर देते हैं, थोड़े से वो कलेक्ट कर लेते हैं ताकि उनसे सिल्क मॉथ को, अडल्ट सिल्क मॉथ बनाया जा सके। ओके, अगर हमने सभी को बॉयल कर दिया, देन फ्रॉम वेयर वी गेट द अदर सिल्क मॉथ देन? ओके, it takes us so much time so that the pupa comes out of the cocoon. Okay, therefore the farmers, what they do, they require silk instantly, so they boil the cocoon into the water. Yes, but the important thing is that they don't boil all the cocoons, they preserve some cocoons for making silk moth, so that this process is repeated again and again. Okay, it is clear to you all that your chapter is now completed. It is really important topic. If there is any doubt, you can ask me. Yes.